this week's blog. 5 ways to get more energy. Point number 1, ancestral living. So what we mean by this is back in the days when we lived in caves and we hunted and gathered and foraged for our food, we lived in a much more active way. So today's environment is very obesogenic, and what I mean by that is we have labour-saving devices, we have cars, we sit at desks, we don't hunt, gather, forage. On the contrary, in fact, the Ocado guy will carry our shopping right into the kitchen. So our environment is completely set up now for far fewer activities, a far less level of activity. So something we can do about this is to segment our exercise into 3 different types. High intensity. Do something like a HIIT, high intensity interval session, or a Tabata twice a week. So that's HIIT twice a week. Second thing, brisk exercise twice a day. So that might be a brisk walk to work or to your train, and a brisk walk back, brisk walk to school for pickup, whatever it is. You need to get yourself into a moderate intensity training zone twice a day. And the last thing is low level of intensity. That should be a constant. So whether you're buzzing around the house, moving in the office, getting up every 60 minutes, taking stairs, avoiding the escalators, even just standing up and down from your desk. Maybe you stand up to take a phone call. Maybe you stand and have meetings. You have a standing desk. Point is, you need to have a low level of activity constantly. Okay, second thing is plant-based diet. That's the other way that you'll get more energy. So following a plant-based diet, and not vegetarian necessarily, but just predominantly vegetables, some fruits, not too many. Avoiding refined carbohydrate throughout the day will also help you get significantly greater energy levels. Refined carbohydrate has the effect of increasing and spiking insulin and therefore our blood sugar levels. And that we want to avoid because it will give you very spiky energy levels. So sticking with something perhaps like a sweet potato in the evening, so some carbohydrate later in the day, is a good thing, because at the end of the day you want your cortisol levels to come down, and insulin has the effect of an inverse relationship to cortisol. So when you have the sweet potato, it gives you an insulin spike, cortisol is suppressed, which is what you want towards the end of the day. So that's a good time to have your refined carbohydrates. Having a positive mental attitude, number 3 for increased energy. So important. The brain consumes 20% of the calories we take in each day. So it's a high maintenance organ in the body, if you like. What we do with those 20% of calories, so how we think, our attitude and our perspective has a huge bearing on our energy levels. So think about what it is you're thinking about. Are you spending a long time in negativity and self-talk, in yourself a lot? If so, see if you can correct that balance a little bit. Third thing is to energize the body with things like cold showers. I talked in a previous blog post about cold water thermogenesis. So I now have I get into hot shower and then switch it straight onto cold, and that's the rest of the shower. But you can start just with splashing water on your face. Just get into that cold water therapy, and check out the blog from 2 weeks ago if you want to hear more on the benefits of that. The other thing is a T-shaped stretch. So if you stand feet shoulder width apart in a T shape like this, and hold that for 2 minutes. You can even make it a bit more Robbie Williams like, but hold that for 2 minutes, you get a 25% decrease in cortisol and a 20% increase in testosterone. So great thing to do mid-afternoon, for example, if you want a real quick hit of energy. Check out Amy Cuddy's TED Talk if you want to find out more about the science behind that, but it's been well proven, and if you try it now, you'll feel that hit of energy. The stretch in that T shape as well gives you a little tingling feeling, and that's endorphins, so fantastic thing to do. And the last thing is stimulating the brain. So reading, podcasts, find something to do to stimulate the brain. That will give you a hit of energy, but something that you absolutely love. You know, when you do something you really enjoy and you feel stimulated afterwards, you feel energized and really up for it. Anything that you have to do, so maybe you don't like your work that much, it's a bit of a duty, fine, but balance it and offset it with something you do love. The more that you put into your life things that you enjoy, the easier it is to balance the things you don't, and the more energy you get. So we can energize the body in so many different ways. We can use cold water, we can use positive mental attitude, we can stimulate our brain, we can eat a plant-based diet, and we move. These are the best ways to get energy. Let us know if you have any questions or comments, and thank you for listening.